Hello, my name is Nicole Schoen, and for this video I will be reading two poems from Milk and Honey. I will be reading a snippet from Indian Camp by Ernest Hemingway, and I will be performing Popo Martin. You were the most beautiful thing I'd ever felt till now, and I was convinced that you'd remain the most beautiful thing I'd ever feel. Do you know how limiting that is? To think, at such a ripe young age, I'd experience the most exhilarating person I'd ever meet. How I'd spend the rest of my life just settling. To think I'd taste the rawest form of honey and everything else would be refined and synthetic. That nothing beyond this point would add up. That all the years beyond me could not combine themselves to be sweeter than you. Falsehood. I don't know what living a balanced life feels like. When I'm sad, I don't cry. I pour. When I'm happy, I don't smile, I glow. And when I'm angry, I don't yell. I burn. The good thing about feeling extremes is that when I love, I don't give them wings. But perhaps that isn't such a good thing, because they always tend to leave. And you should see me when my heart is broken. I don't grieve. I shatter. Uncle George was standing against the wall, looking at his arm. "Oh, you're a great man, all right," he said. "Ought to have a look at the proud father. They're usually the worst sufferers in these little affairs." The doctor said, "I think he must have taken it all pretty quietly." He pulled back the blanket from the Indian's head. His hand came away wet. He mounted on the edge of a lower bunk with the lamp in one hand. He looked in. The Indian lay there, his face towards the wall. His throat had been cut from ear to ear. The blood had flown down into a pool where his body sagged the bunk. His head rested, and his left arm, the razor lay, edge up, in the blankets. "Take Nick out of the shanty, George," the doctor said. There was no need for that. Nick, standing in the door of the kitchen, had a good view of the upper bunk when his father, the lamp in one hand, tipped the Indian's head back. It just began to be daylight when they walked along the logging road toward the lake. "I'm terribly sorry I brought you along, Nicky," said his father, all his post-operative exhilaration gone. "It was an awful mess to put you through." Do ladies always have such a hard time having babies?" Nick asked. "No. That was very exceptional." Why did he kill himself, Daddy?" "I don't know, Nick. He couldn't stand things, I guess." "Do many men kill themselves, Daddy?" "Not very many, Nick." "Do many women?" "Hardly ever." Don't they ever?" "Oh yes, they do sometimes." "Daddy?" "Yes?" Where did Uncle George go?" "He'll turn up all right." "Is dying hard, Daddy?" "No. I think it's pretty easy, Nick. It all depends." They were seated in the boat, Nick in the stern, his father rowing. The sun was coming up over the hills. A bass jumped, making a circle in the water. Nick trailed his hand in the water. It felt warm in the sharp chill of the morning. In the early morning, on the lake, sitting in the stern of the boat with his father rowing, he felt quite sure that he would never die. I am Popo Martin. My friends call me Popo Martin. Dr. Nestor says that I'm a paranoid schizophrenic. I think I have Marnie's disease. You know, like Tippi Hedren in that movie. When I see red. I see red. I have an episode. Although, sometimes it happens when I don't see red. And sometimes I see red and it doesn't happen. I'm the most popular girl in the hospital. I get lots of visitors. I was a cheerleader. I'd do a cheer for you now, but I don't have my pom-poms. All my teachers love me. The girls on the squad, they come and visit me every Sunday. The principal, he sent me a get well card, and the boys autographed a football. You can ask anyone at school about me, and they'd all say the same thing. Popo Martin is always cheerful. Popo Martin is a natural leader. Popo Martin looks on the bright side. Popo Martin has a smile on her lip and a kind word for every saddened stranger. Which is probably why everyone was so surprised when it happened. Oh! I tried to kill myself. I took 35 sleeping pills out of my mother's purse. I didn't want to smile anymore. My jaw hurt and whistling gives me a headache. I want nothing more than to wallow in a hopeless depression. But that just goes against my grain. So I tried to kill myself. And that's why I'm here.